Hello, everyone. I am Alderman Will Stewart, and I'm here today with Syndi Bautista, Investigation and Compliance Specialist with the Manchester Fire Department. Today, we're talking about the city's Neighborhood Enhancement Team, or NET team for short, which Syndi heads up. Welcome, Syndi.
Thank you, Will. Good morning.
So let's jump right in. What exactly is the NET team?
So the NET team is a group of qualified professionals that work for the city of Manchester in different divisions. And we coordinate efforts of streamlining citywide complex complaints, so non-emergency in nature. And we aim to improve the quality of life, working together with the citizens.
So what exactly does that mean? What are some of can you give some examples of the types of situation that the NET team addresses?
NET team addresses anything from trash complaints, illegal dumping, poor property conditions, homeless. Even though now we have set up a different area for homeless, it still goes through NET at some point because there's a whole lot that goes into it. The trash component, maybe they're on somebody's property. So yeah, we still do some of that.
Okay, so I know you're with the Manchester Fire Department, but this is a team. What other city departments and personnel are involved?
We work really closely with the building department, community development, planning and zoning, code enforcement. We work with the health department, Department of Public Works, Parks and Rec, police, sometimes the railroad. So it can vary. Usually it's just one representative from each of the divisions, but sometimes it's more. It depends on how our workload is.
And so you mentioned, some of the types of situations the NET team can be called upon to address in the neighborhoods. Are there any that stand out that are more common than others?
We really tend to get a lot of calls about properties that seem to be abandoned or just not cared for properly. So the neighbors will call and complain, their property's not being maintained and it's really an eyesore, or it looks like there's people squatting, things like that. That's our biggest thing right now.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense, I think, that the NET team would have representatives from various city departments, because I would imagine that situations like some of those would require multiple departments. I mean, there might be health issues, there might be code enforcement issues from the planning department, there might be a law enforcement component that might take place. So is it how successful have you found the NET team to be since you've been involved?
So prior to me taking over as coordinator, there really was no data to compare what's going on now against. But we have had, since I took over, 143 group complaints that we have managed together. And out of those, we currently have 20 still open.
So it sounds
pretty good.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a great track record of success there. And congratulations. I think it really shows how well people can work together. And when you approach these, to try and mitigate or otherwise successfully address these types of situations, is this something that you try to work with property owners on, or is it you automatically going to issuing fines and citations? Kind of how does it work? What's your process?
So initially, we try to find somebody on the team who could build a good rapport with the property owner or whoever the tenant is or whoever we're working with. So let's build a rapport first, and then let's gain voluntary compliance. That's our absolute first goal. If we can't gain voluntary compliance, well, then we have to go into enforcement mode. When we go into enforcement mode first, usually we'll give like a 30-day notice, time to correct it. And then at the end of the 30 days, if it's not corrected, well, then maybe we give them a second chance. Maybe this time we give them 14 days or something like that. Mm-hmm. And we have to basically go through a process, just like with any other thing. You have to give them time to correct it. And then, kind of be able to prove to the court, if it gets to that level, that we have given them ample opportunity to fix the issue. And they haven't done so. So now we have to take it to the next level. It takes time.
Right. And like you said, nobody wants to go to court. That's a situation that, nobody wins in that situation. So it's,
Right.
I'm glad to hear that you're able in most of these cases to work with property owners or other respondents to work things out, in a more friendly manner.
Right.
So I'm curious, as we wrap up, Syndi, if neighbors, if residents, see an issue in their neighborhood that they think the net team might ought to take a look at, what's the best way for them to let you know about it?
So See-Click-Fix is actually the best way to report things. And you could get to See-Click-Fix through manchesternewhampshire.gov. There's like a direct link that's /residents/report-a-concern, but that's kind of long, right? So
Yeah.
I just tell people go manchesternh.gov, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and there's a little link at the bottom corner that says Manchester NH Connect, and it'll ask you to download an app. So the app that you download is See-Click-Fix. Then you would go on there and do your reporting. For a simple concern, you would just choose that category. If it's a more complex thing, again, non-emergency in nature, then you would choose Net Team, because Net Team is an option on there. So yeah. We also, I want to add this, I think is really important before we close.
Yeah.
For reports, it's really helpful if people include photographs, because what you're describing may not be what we're seeing or what we're envisioning. And so we may not find the issue. So if you send a photograph, it kind of helps us find exactly where it is, what it looks like, that sort of thing. And also giving us complainant information. So information, how do we get a hold of you if we have more questions about your complaint? It's not for us to share this information with anybody. You can add in there, I would like to remain anonymous, and you remain anonymous. But it is helpful for us to have that contact information.
No, it makes sense, both that and with the photos. Picture's worth 1,000 words, right?
Absolutely.
And with regard to the link, to access the Manchester, Connect app and the See-Click-Fix form, I'm happy to throw that in the comments, down below this video to make it even easier for people viewing. Absolutely. Well, Syndi, thank you again for taking the time to join us today and to talk us and tell us all about the Net Team and what it's doing to make Manchester's neighborhoods even better.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.